Hey guys, so I'm finally back with another video. I know you guys have been waiting a long time, but today I got some tea to spill because, as you can see by the caption, you already know what's going on. But if you're new to my channel, welcome. Everybody's welcome here. But let's get into this. I'm just gonna hop right into it. So it started in October. So back in October 2019, I started getting sick, like really sick, and I was having like flu-like symptoms. So I took a couple days off of school and I started throwing up a lot, like only dairy food at first. So I thought I was starting to be lactose intolerant or something. And then so I tried to stay away from dairy food, and then I started throwing up with just like every food I ate. So I was like, okay, this is weird. This has never happened to me before. I only throw up when I'm like, really sick, or I eat bad food or something like that. So it was strange how many times a day I was throwing up. So I was like, okay. But anyway, so I took like a week off of school because of that. I woke up at like 6 in the morning and I was just throwing up liquid. So I was like, something is wrong here. So I was like, I waited till my mom woke up around like 7:30, and she was like, do you want me to take you to the doctor? And I was like, yeah, can you send me an appointment? So she called the doctor, sent me an appointment for that day at like 11 or something. And then she like laid me on the couch, gave me some saltines and some apple juice, because it was like the only thing that I could eat without throwing up. She takes me to my appointment, and I think they took a pee test because I told them what was going on. And I was throwing up like every day, and it was happening for like the past 2 weeks, and I was having like really bad cramps and nausea. I was having a lot of nausea at first. So my mom started getting me ginger ale to help with my stomach, and actually did help. And then the doctor came back, and it wasn't my usual doctor, so it was like kind of awkward. So the doctor comes in and he's all, okay mom, can you step out the room so I can ask her a few questions? She was like, yeah, okay. So she goes like and sits outside the room, and he starts asking me questions and stuff. He was like, okay, so your test came back and you're pregnant. So I was just like, huh? Huh? Wait. What? What? I was just like, what? And I was like, how did that happen? Cause I had the Nexplanon, the birth control that goes in your arm. I had that in my arm. So I was like, how am I pregnant if I have the Nexplanon in my arm? He was like, oh, well, before we put the Nexplanon in, you were a month pregnant. When they put it in, I was a month pregnant, but the test that they did that day came up negative. And he was like, yeah, false negatives are really common, and all that jazz. So I was like, wow. He was like, this is our fault, but having the birth control in could affect the baby. It could cause an ectopic pregnancy, and it could like cause other problems. We were mostly worried about me having an ectopic pregnancy, and if you don't know what that is, that was a shocker. He was like, so what do you want to do? And then I was like, I don't know. I just found this out 2 seconds ago, and you're already asking me what I want to do. So he was like, okay, well, you have 3 options. Like how I was gonna tell my mom, he's like, you have 3 options. You can tell her on your own. We can tell her together, or I can take her in a different room and tell her if you'd like. I was like, can you take her in a different room? So the doctor is like, okay, I'll be back in a minute. So he goes out and then, tells my mom. That's how I found out, I guess. And then I told my boyfriend the same day, and he was just like, I'll support you in whatever decision you make, So it took me like a couple days to figure out what I wanted to do. So I had to get the birth control taken out a couple weeks later, and I had my first ultrasound, and basically after I heard the heartbeat, I decided to keep it. And I actually wanted to show you guys some pictures and whatnot, so I'll put them on the screen.
She got some pokey big lips. I know, on the bottom it looks like a really juicy lip.
So this was her, she was like making faces. Sometimes again to see if we can, oh no, she's got a hand up there. So I'm not sure.
But you're probably wondering, what was everybody's reaction? So my mom, she was like, mostly being supportive and whatnot, because she knew like how I felt. And when I decided that I wanted to keep the baby, she was like, oh, I'm not ready to take care of a kid. She was like, I'm gonna have to work. She was like, what if you don't know anything about babies? What if you drop the baby? What if this happens? What if that happens? Just saying like all these what ifs, and oh, we don't have enough money to take care of a kid right now. This is a really bad time to have a kid. You're really young. I was like, yeah, I know. And she was like, I know you're scared though. I was like, yeah. And so she was just like, a lot of that got to my head, and I just started overthinking stuff, and I was like kind of, I think it's called postpartum depression. I think I had that for like a little while, still getting over it, but I'm trying to be happy now because my baby's due in 2 months. May 18th is my due date. And everybody's like, wow, how could you keep this a secret for so long? You're so good at hiding your stomach. You're barely showing. And, stuff like that. It took me like a really long time to start showing. Everybody's just so surprised. So I decided that I didn't want anybody to know until I turned 15. That didn't happen because people like to eavesdrop. So when I was like out in the living room talking to my mom about it and what I wanted to do, I guess my sister overheard us. So like a couple days later, she was like, my sister, she walked up to my mom and she was like, so why has Kozja been throwing up? And she's all, I don't know, ask her. I don't know why she said that. I told her I didn't want to tell anybody until my birthday, or after my birthday, because I'd be 15 instead of 14. So I just wanted to make it sound better. I don't know what I don't know. Okay, so I started reaching out to a lot of my friends, and they would give me like advice and tell me that everything's gonna be okay and whatnot. So that made me feel a little bit better about my situation. But like still, like back then when I was like 3-4 months, I was like really scared. I still am scared because I'm really young, and taking care of a kid is a big responsibility, and I know that. A lot of people do say that I'm more mature for my age, and that's a little true. I try to believe in myself. I try to keep myself busy. I try to keep myself happy and do things that make me happy. in order for me to stay happy, and I try to eat more healthy foods now. So that's actually, I went out of my comfort zone to try new foods because I'm a really picky eater. If you know me, I'm a really picky eater. I have been ever since I was little. Also, after I found out, I was like obsessed with watching like teen mom videos and mommy advice videos and baby routines. I still do watch baby routines here and there just to like, you know, like the gist of how like my day is gonna start going, because my schedule is gonna change real quick. You guys are probably wondering what I'm planning on doing with my life. Well, obviously I'm not really gonna have time for school, like high school. So I know a lot of other teen moms go to high school and stuff. I don't know how they do it, but I'm proud of y'all. Okay, I don't know, I'm just not really motivated. But after the baby comes and after my 16th birthday, I'll be old enough to get into a GED program. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go and get my GED, which is, I don't know how long that's gonna take, but once I get my GED, I wanted to, you know, get like a part-time job, and then eventually, you know, when I get older, get a better job. Or if, you know, this YouTube thing works out, that would be great. You know, just press that share button. About like a month ago, I had an ultrasound, and they told me that if you don't know what I'm talking about, go search it up. They said that my placenta was like an inch or a centimeter or something like that away from my uterus, and that could be really dangerous for birth, because when like the baby comes out, it could burst the placenta, and I could bleed out and possibly die. So that's not good. So they were like, yeah, you might have to have a C-section, but we don't know yet. The placenta could move. I just had my last ultrasound was last week, I think, and they said that it moved, so I'm in the clear now. I won't have to have a C-section. So I plan on getting the epidural. If you don't know what that is, it's like this big huge needle that goes in your back. It's like in a certain place in your back when you're like in labor, or when you're about to have the baby or something like that. They just stick it in your back, and then you're numb from the waist down. I really hope that it works on me. I do have some advice for all you girls out there. So I wanted to start off by, if you are pregnant and you're like really young, and say you have strict parents or something, or you know, just you don't know how to tell your family, you could you could do what I did when I was little, which was whenever I had a question that I wanted to like ask my mom or somebody, just, you know, blurt it out just casually. You know, find a good time to say it. Like, you could even get creative with it. You could write a note on you could like write it on a sticky note or something, and like scramble the words around, and like they'd have to figure it out, and just like put the sticky note on the fridge or something. I don't know, you could get creative. I know it's like not something that most parents would approve of, obviously, but you know, happens to a lot of people, more than you would think. So I've been trying to drink more water. Before you say anything, I know this is not water. I just, you know, I needed something tasty for this video, because I know I'd be talking a lot. If you're not sure what decision to make, you know, just take your time to really think about it. You could talk to your doctor. You could talk to like a school counselor, or just a normal counselor. You could talk to your friends, like try to find a really like good supportive friend to talk to about it. You know, just talk to somebody about it. somebody that's supportive and positive, and you know, that'll give you good advice. If the baby's father isn't in the picture, you know what? You don't need him. Just saying this right now. You don't. Yes, it would be very helpful if they were in the picture. I mean, in most cases, it would be really helpful. You're a strong young lady and you can do it on your own. I'm just saying that right now. You are strong. You can get through this. If you do tell your family and say they get really mad, or you think that they're gonna kick you out, or they do kick you out, go stay with a family member and hold off telling them for a little bit and just stay with them, or try and see if you can stay with a close friend. I know this is going back into the story and I'm supposed to be doing advice in this part. I did tell my grandparents. There are a couple family members that still don't know. You don't always need everybody to support you. Not everybody is going to support you, but that little group that you have, if you do have, try to stick with them. Just stay around positive people, because it's good for you and your child. If you're going through rough times with money, try getting a job. There are some jobs that hire 14 and 15-year-olds. If you are around my age, they're probably fast food restaurants and stuff, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So if you're having a rough time with money, try and get a job before your baby comes. Try to get as many hours as you can and save up all that money, every single check. Save it. Say you're really hungry one day, really hungry, okay, go take $20 and buy something, and then just try not to buy anything else, because you do gotta feed your baby. So just keep your baby fed and keep you fed, because mommy needs to eat too. Sometimes you just gotta count on yourself, and that's the only person that you can count on. So stay productive, okay? Stay active, keep yourself active, move around a lot, maybe try and find a hobby. My hobby is art. I haven't really done any art projects in a while, but I have been making notes and stuff. I like to just organize my stuff. So here I have a baby essentials checklist for stuff that I need to get for the baby, and I do have other family members that are helping me out with that, and getting stuff the expensive stuff like car seats, a crib, and whatnot. Here's how I like to organize my stuff, different colors. And if you are going to a public high school while you're pregnant, and say you're showing or something, or people find out that you're pregnant, you didn't want them to find out, and they're judging you and talking bad about you, just brush it off your shoulders like it's nothing. Just show them that you're strong. Don't think down on yourself. Try to stay positive. And for those people that are talking bad about you, they're just reflecting their own negative thoughts and insecurities onto you, and you really don't need that. You don't need that energy. Don't need those type of people in your life. Just don't need it. Be responsible. Do not do drugs, okay? That is very dangerous. Stay out of drama. You should really not be getting into fights if you're pregnant. It's really dangerous too, and really immature. And now that you're having a baby, you can't just think about yourself now. You have to think about baby, and try to stay in school, and save up all your money. So that's basically all the advice that I had. If you want me to make any other videos about this, or any other advice videos or anything, just comment down below or text me. My social media will be down in the description, so you can you know, DM me if you have any other, you know, personal questions or something. Thank you for watching, and you already know, if you're new, subscribe, like, comment, share if you feel like it. Feel like being nice today. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and peace out.